Albano Laziale is a comune in the province of Rome, on the Alban Hills, in Latium, central Italy. It is also a suburb of Rome, which is 25 kilometers distant. It is bounded by other communes of Castel Gandolfo, Rocca di Papa, Ariccia and Ardea, located in the Castelli Romani area of Lazio. It is sometimes known simply as Albano. Albano is one of the most important municipalities of the Castelli Romani, and a busy commercial centre. It was also a suburbicarian bishopric since the 5th century, a historic principality of the Savelli family, and from 1699 to 1798 the inalienable possession of the Holy See. It now houses, among other things, the praetor of the district court of Eletri. The territory of Albano is partially included in the Parco Regionale dei Castelli Romani. Physical geography. Territory. The territory of Albano Laziale is 23.80 square kilometers and one of the largest of Colli Albani, sixth after Velletri at 112.21 square kilometers. Lagnavio at 43.91 square kilometers, Rocca di Papa at 40.18 square kilometers, Rocca Priora at 28.07 square kilometers and Marino at 26.10 square kilometers. According to the classification given by the Geological Survey of Italy, most of the territory is similar to other areas of the Colli Albani, from lands classified as V2. Hydrography. The main hydrographic feature is Lake Albano, whose full name is actually Lake Albano and Castel Gandolfo. In fact, most coastal lakes are relevant to the town of Castel Gandolfo, while the remainder are in the Albanense territory. The lake basin is run by the province of Rome. Some small streams, often dry, start from the north. Fossa of Santa Palomba originates from springs from the hills of the Colli Albani area of the Old Town, and flows westwards to the town of Santo Palomba, in the municipality of Rome and Pomezia. Fossa of Chancellor originates from springs from the Chancellor Resort, in Ariccia Common, about 118 meters above sea level, and continues to flow in a south-southwest to the Tyrrhenian Sea. Fossa di Valcaia originates from the Corto Negroni, bordering with the municipality of Ariccia at 7 kilometers of National Road 207 Netterance and continues its path towards the Tyrrhenian Sea in the west. Fossa di Montagnano originates from drain water that is collected in the local mountains, between the towns of Albano, Ariccia and Ardea, and continues to the arm for the west the Tyrrhenian Sea. Topography. The highest peak of the town of Albano is the Col dei Cappuccini, located at 615 meters above sea level. From the hill, which houses a pine forest adjacent to the Capuchin monastery, there is a remarkable overview of Lake Albano, Agro Romano and Monte Cavour. The historic center of Albano has a maximum gradient of 11%, or 47 meters, 435. Taking into consideration the distance between the Cathedral of San Pancrazio and the St. Paul's Church. Other altitudes through the center of town of Villa Altieri, at kilometer 25 of the State Road 7 via Appia and the Church of Stella. The hill town of Castel Savelli is 280 meters above sea level, while the underlying fraction of Pavona is built at 110 meters above sea level. The village of Cecina at the railway station is located at 212 meters above sea level. Climate. In terms of climate, the area falls within the domain of the temperate Mediterranean climate with mild winters, with temperatures higher than those autumnal spring-summer breezes. In the area of Colli Albani, so even at Albano, presents the phenomenon called TSUE, which is the reduction of water vapor in the clouds as the ground rises. So there will be more rainfall on the foothills of the hills, facing the sea, south-southwest, and to the north. Albano, lying on the trajectory of the current wet Tyrrhenian, is fairly rainy with 900 to 1000 mm annual precipitation. The winds blow mainly from the south and west, more rarely from the north and east. Summer is hot and dry, with a mild and rainy winter with snow quite rarely and only in the presence of a marked generalized cold. In summer, temperatures can reach 35 degrees Celsius with peaks of 37 degrees Celsius in rare cases. The temperature never reached 40 degrees Celsius. Etymology. The name Albano is still a source of debate. In Roman times, the territory of Latium was called Albanum. Albanum, the estate of the wealthy Romans on the Colli Albani, and Castra Albana was the name of the camp built by Septimius Severus, within the confines of the Fund Albanum previously owned by Domitian, to accommodate the Legio II Parthica. This place name hypothesis is considered the most reliable as the root of these ties in Indo-European **** indicating a high location. The Mons Albanus in this case, while it was the center of worship and common pasture. Other assumptions, however, considered valid are the Latin place name adjective albus or Greek alpha lambda alpha beta alpha. Etymologically proposed Albanum, Castra Albana is the same as being proposed for Alba Longa, whose location is not known with certainty, but placed in a medieval tradition of urban core areas of modern Albano Laziale. The second part of the Latium name was used in 1873 to distinguish the city from Albano Sant'Alessandro, Albano Vercellis and Albano di Lucania. History. Ancient. The first recorded evidence of human settlement in the town of Albano Laziale dates from the beginning of the first millennium BC with the remains of settlements of Torpaluzzi, Castelsavali and Col dei Cappuccini. The human presence in these locations is maintained even in later times, while from Laziale IIB periods start to appear due to traces of the mythical foundation Latin capital of Alba Longa. Most modern historians seems inclined to place the site of Alba Longa in between the towns of Marino, Rocca di Papa and Aricia on the eastern side of Lake Albano, which is opposite to the present city of Albano. Albano is located in the area in which, according to the legend, Aeneas's son, Ascanius, founded Alba Longa. Today the coat of arms of Albano still sports the white boar dreamt by Ascanius before the founding of the city. Alba Longa was one of the main cities of the Latins and, again according to the legend, the birthplace of Romulus and Remus, the mythical founders of Rome. All Albanenses in the territory were then subjected to a large extent the wealthy of Aricia, which built several suburban villas built by the leading exponents of the Roman nobility. Pompey had a villa, the Albanum Pompeii, whose ruins have been found inside of the Villa Doria Pamphili. A villa belonging to the Seneca would be identified within the ruins found on the south ridge of Lake Albano, bordering the town of Aricia. All of these residences, at the time of Emperor Domitian, were combined into a single fund owned by the Emperor's Albanum Caesarish, within which erected a monumental imperial residence, with the ruins mostly contained in the Villa Barberini at Castel Gandolfo. The Emperor Septimius Severus around 202 had installed in place of the old town of the Legio II Parthica. Thus were born the Castra Albana, which were huge camps that remained in operation until the end of 3rd century. Albano developed from this settlement, as is shown by the main streets, which still follow the ancient Decumanus and Cardo. Remains of the large baths built by Septimius' son, Caracalla, are still visible. Medieval. In 326, Emperor Constantine I, according to an established tradition, ordered the founding of the Albanense cathedral dedicated to Saint John the Baptist. According to sources, Constantine donated to the newly formed cathedral various sacred vessels and several estates and funds in Ager Albanus. During the Gothic War, Albano was reduced from municipium to opidulum, a small fortified city. In 964, Emperor Otto I conferred the investiture at Albano to Virginio Savelli, his captain in Rome. Pope Paschal II in 1118 took refuge in Albano as a hostile insurgency occupied Rome, and found that Albanese loyalty be granted perpetual exemption from taxes of milling wheat. During the schism of anti-popanical tours with Pope Innocent II in 1137, the anti-pope marched on Lazio, Albano and other locations to extend its domain. But these territories were taken over by Innocent II. In the year 1142, Albano was sacked by the Saracens. After the Battle of Monte Porzio, in 1168, the Roman people thought it well to take revenge on Albano, who had sided with the city's Emperor Frederick Barbarossa against Rome, and so the town was looted and razed. Given the state of abandonment, Pope Innocent III gave the monastery of St. Paul outside the walls the Palatium with the churches of Santa Maria Minor and St. Nicholas and the dependencies. In 1436 it was razed along with Castel Savoli by Cardinal Giovanni Maria Vitelleschi, by order of Pope Eugenius IV. In 1697 Albano switched to direct control of the Holy See. Feudal Pope Pius VI in 1780 began the rearrangement of the Via Appia to achieve a fast link between Rome and Terracina, where there was intense work on the reclamation of the Pontine marshes. The first route of the new national road arrived to follow the Via Appia Antica, only to stray from the path along the ridge of ancient Valorica to arrive at Genzano, avoiding the sharp uphill to reach Aricia. Only with the construction of the Aricia Bridge under the pontificates of Pope Gregory XVI and Pius IX will outline the current route of State Road 7 Via Appia. The opening of the new route of the Via Appia undoubtedly benefited Albano and locations along its course. During the first French occupation and the events tied to the French Revolution in the Papal States, on February 18, 1798, Albano, along with Frascati, Velletri and later Moreno, proclaimed itself a «sister republic» to the nascent Roman Republic. Following the uprising, the Albanese rebelled against the French. Albano was occupied and looted by the troops of Murat. The following year, however, at Albano, installs Fra Diavolo, commanding Neapolitan column, contemporary with the motu proprio of July 6, 1816. By Pope Pius VI elevated Albano back in the Papal States with the restoration of the government seat. In 1870 Albano became part of the Kingdom of Italy. It became the seat of the district court, by merging the offices of Marino. On February 1, 1944, Allied bombing of Albano and Aricia during World War II severely affected the city's historic centre. Among targets hit were the cloistered convent of Poor Clares of Piazza Pia and structures of the Porta Pretoria Castra Albana. Immediately after the Second World War, the city began to rise again from the disasters caused by the dictatorship and bombs. The cultural and commercial life became more intense. In 1961, the two main secondary schools were founded and still have their headquarters in the city: the State High School Gymnasium Public Ugo Foscolo and the Professional Institute Nicola Garroni. On the morning of Sunday, September 21, 2008, Pope Benedict XVI traveled to Albano on a pastoral visit, starting from the pontifical villas of Castel Gandolfo, with the opportunity to reconsecrate the Basilica Cathedral of St. Pancras after the recent restorations of 2008. The Pope's visit to Albano public appearance will be his 8th visit to a diocese since the beginning of his pontificate.